Welcome back to River City Sports. This is Jake Chapman, and with me, as always, is John Neal for our preview of our game of the week as the Brainerd Panthers come here Friday night against the Baylor Red Raiders, and recently discovering Mississippi State commit and starting quarterback for the Baylor Red Raiders, Nick Tiano, will not be starting Friday. And how do you think, John, with him not starting, how's his Baylor offense going to function?
Well, Jake, it's only Wednesday, so you don't know if he won't be. We'll confirm that later on in the week. But right now, it looks like Gage Upshaw will take the first snap under center for the Red Raiders come Friday night. I think it impacts them gratefully. If there's one quarterback that can single-handedly win a game in the area, it's Nick Tiano. So it'll be interesting to see what the Red Raiders come out with. They simplify the offense, but you're in mid-season form and your starting quarterback's got some tendonitis problems. It'll be real interesting to see what they can do against Brainerd, against an opponent that won't be taking the Red Raiders lightly and will be looking to come down here and get their first win. So do they simplify the offense? Do they do a lot of quick passes? Do they try to get the run game going more? That's all questions that hopefully we can find out Friday when we get here. But I think they'll be fine. But Tiano is to suit up, so if anything gets out of hand, he can come in and try to bring this team back.
And Upshaw coming in, and we've been watching Upshaw practice as they were practicing behind us. We've been watching Upshaw, and Upshaw's got a pretty good arm on him. I mean, he's known for his ability to catch and his ability to run in the open field. So him with an arm and be able to run a lot of play action, a lot of rollouts could really, really help the Baylor Red Raiders be able to secure this win. And now, with Tiano possibly out for the game, you think if you're Brainerd, we could still do this. Even with Tiano in, we could still do this. But now it's just you've taken their centerpiece out. They've got a good chance. And the athletes of Brainerd against the well-organized team of Baylor. What do you think is going to show more on Friday, the organization or the athletes?
Well, I mean, it just depends, Jake, of who shows up. Baylor's is 3-0, coming off a big, huge win against NBA, where they haven't beat Montgomery Bell Academy in 2 years. Tiano had a awesome game. We tabbed him as one of our players of the week. And then Brainerd, it's the complete opposite. They've played really good teams. Not saying Baylor hasn't, because they've played really good teams as well. But they're 0-3, and where are they mentally, and can they come in here and get something going early? And if they do, and Tiano's not there and the Baylor offense struggles, who knows? This will be a very, very close game Friday night, which I think it will be closer than a lot of people think. So it will be interesting. I think some of the athletes from Brainerd finally get going, but I think in the end you can see that organization and that ability to win those close games might prevail late.
And the athletes of Brainerd, two of them that I can think of at the top of my head are Tevin Walker, the quarterback, and Kalen Stewart, their star receiver, running back, safety. He can do it all for them. Now, for Tevin to really, and against his Baylor defense, secondary is a little bit questionable. They do have an incredible linebacker, Baylor does, in Parker. Parker, the middle linebacker, he's in every single play. He's making every single tackle. So what do you think is Baylor's message? What is the message this week? Well, how do you think they're going to stop this Brainerd offense?
Well, I mean, I think they're going to do exactly what they do every week. Ryan Parker's going to hit you in the face and hit you in the mouth. That's basically what you could do. When you line up 15 at middle linebacker, he can run, he can cover, he can come up and lay the wood. Most of the time in high school ball, you see a step back from the linebackers. They're not always attacking the line of scrimmage. Well, Ryan Parker attacks the line of scrimmage, but give credit to Luke Hutchins, their other key piece in the middle, calling out the plays for them, getting it in from the sideline. Give Will Jumper some credit. They've also been in, and give their defensive line is starting to play a little bit better. So that's good news for Coach Massey. But the big surprise will be Ulysses Straughter back there playing free safety, and also Sean Wamper coming down and playing a little bit of jack linebacker with playing close to the line of scrimmage against some of these more physical teams that Baylor has faced in Knoxville Webb and Montgomery Bell Academy. But, I mean, basically it's simple. They're very organized on defense. They don't try to confuse you. They just hit you in the mouth, and it's going to be a long 4 quarters when that defense is going. And you give that defense confidence, it could be a very long night for the Brainerd Panthers.
And, Tevin, he's finally coming into his own. First 2 games were a bit of a struggle, but granted, the first 2 teams he played this season were Ottawa and Ensworth, 2 of the better teams in the entire state of Tennessee. And then last week, it had a big improvement against Red Bank. He threw a touchdown, didn't turn the ball over at all. Now, can he take that momentum from last week and come into a Baylor environment? As you can see, it can get it's a good sized stadium, and there's a lot of Baylor fans in the area. Can Tevin handle the pressure, you think, of the Baylor atmosphere? Not just the defense, but the atmosphere that's coming into it.
I mean, Jacob, you can't see it right now, but they have a lawn directly towards our rear that they tailgate before all the games. There's a lot of fan base. There's a lot of alumni, a lot of support for these Baylor Red Raiders. So, I mean, it's a crazy atmosphere regardless of who they're playing and what that team brings. So, like I said, is if there's a signature win for a coach and a quarterback, it would be this one on Friday. And I think Tevin, he's got to trust his receivers. He's got to trust his ability and get things out quick. Don't hold on to the ball, because when you hold on to the ball, 15's going to come and be hitting you in the face. But if you can get out quick and use your athletes in space, then they'll have success on offense, and they'll be in the fourth quarter. And does Tevin Walker take that next step against a great defense with Ryan Parker leading that defense? And if they do, and he can stay calm and not put so much pressure on himself, because Tevin likes to put pressure on himself, and that's what all quarterbacks do. You can even ask Tiano, and he'll put pressure on himself. But I think Tevin Walker, you'll see a very different quarterback than you've seen the first 2 weeks, and take some momentum that he did last week at Red Bank when they only lost 21-7, and really capitalize on this opportunity of learning how to win, learning how to play in close games, and if they are around, maybe taking that next step.
And we'll be here Friday as Brainerd comes to Baylor, and we hope the atmosphere, the way we've hyped it up, we hope it's just as big.
I'm here with Coach Phil Massey, the Baylor Red Raiders coach. You got to like where your team is, 3-0, coming off a big victory against NBA, but got a pretty nice opponent coming in Baylor, or Brainerd for that matter. How do you feel going into this week?
Well, I mean, our big key is because we are so thin, is staying healthy, and that's going to be a key again this week. We were fortunate to get out pretty healthy last week against a very tough NBA team, and it's always, when we play them, a physical game. So we're fortunate to get through that game without many bumps and bruises. So again, our focus will be on just trying to stay healthy, but continue to, where we're making mistakes, to improve as we continue to progress as a team. I feel like we've still got a lot of areas to improve in. Obviously, I'm really pleased right now with our kicking game and Colin Brewer and the performance that he's given us. We can still improve on defense and be better tacklers, and offense is just part of executing.
And Coach, what concerns does Brainerd Panthers make for y'all's defense, or your offense for that matter?
Well, when we're on defense, obviously offense, they're a spread team, and just being able to contain their quarterback and their back, and just making sure we don't give up any big plays. Obviously, they're going to have more overall team speed than we will, but it's just being able to contain them. And then offense, I think for us, it's just executing, making sure we're getting our hats on the right people, and coming off the football. You know, that's a key for us. It's not taking plays off, but coming off and playing from snap to whistle.
And this is John Neal for River City Sports. With me is Coach Phil Massey. We'll be back here Friday in our Game 3 Game of the Week.